Alright, first mic video that's actually going to be posted. I've already made more than one mic video, but they're not being posted. Okay, yeah, I've been inactive recently because I haven't been motivated to make any videos, and also school is taking a big toll on my activity. With online school, I get very limited breaks. Hell, I'm still doing my homework right now. So yeah, I'm playing as the Shagan Stratocracy, and it's not the. Okay, we're in the wrong area, and it's not the same. I know, right? The border gore is beautiful. It's not the same exact Shagan Stratocracy that I made in a longer video, in a different video, because that got boring really quick, and back then I was a lot worse at the game. So I'm playing as a different version, and we've found this nation. The Shagan Stratocracy is a citizen republic, so we have elections every 10 years, but only for generals and admirals, I believe, and I think governors as well. Yeah, but usually I've seen a lot more admirals and generals getting power. For me, my elections depend on faction support, and as far as I see, the biggest support goes to the Xeno awareness thing, whatever, but also the Military Officers Association. My people have a bit of a xenophile thing, so we prefer to have diplomacy over aliens, and we won't displace them. That's why my nation is extremely diverse. And I mean unknowingly diverse. I don't even like to talk about it. So I went to war with this nation, which was a xenophobic piece of shit to me, so I decided I'm going to invade them, and what my tactic for killing a nation is to claim all of its planets and then destroy it. Usually it works, but it's a very annoying thing to do, especially for expanding into the exclaves. So I released them all as vassals. All of them are independent now. Oh wait, a few of them are still vassals of me, but most of them, including the former capital, are independent. The Shagan Stratocracy survived the Great Khan. As you can see, the Rufarian people are all nations that were under the Great Khan. Though we struggled a lot, we've retaken all of our lands. So, no biggie. We also recently experienced a massive war in the south between my federation, the Kalkatora Order, the Shagan Stratocracy, and the Quefal Autocracy versus the Alari Empire United Dependency, which is actually the humans of this, but there's no solar system for some reason, and the Eurasian Kingdom. If this sounds familiar, the Eurasians are one of the precursor civilizations in Stellaris that died due to the Devorian Pox, but I recreated them as an alternate history event that I will not talk about. Okay, we found the L cluster, but it actually ended up being the Great Tempest, and it proved to be a pain in the ass to try to kill, because in one of the systems, Wistral. No, I might be wrong. Esmeda? Oh yeah, this one. This planet was attacked by the it was one of these systems. I can't really be certain. You see, I'm already having elections. We'll see who wins. But they took a good chunk of my fleet. Well, the fleet invading with them before I was finally able to shut them down. But they're spreading. I can see them actually taking territory from the High Kingdom. As far as I see, the United Dependency and Eurasian Kingdom, as well as the Alari Empire, are all under this federation called the Galactic Axis, which is actually which apparently has a rapid expansionist policy, because they've been consistently invading. They've invaded these guys twice. They're under their own federation called the Bright Compact. I can't see because there's a cup in the way. Me and the autocracy made our own federation called the Concord. Is it the Concord? Oh, it's the Concordat. Same shit. We also include the Gox regime. And it was meant to stop the United Dependency and the Arassian Kingdom. What really worried us was this nation, which is one of the strongest nations in the game. I'm in 5th place, but my fleet is definitely not to be underestimated because I've been able to produce massive fleets, as you can tell in the military fleet section on the right. At least, I mean, they're not big, but at least they're big enough to compete with most nations here. I also have subjects. The Sacrosanct Alarium. So let me show you this. So the galaxy is kind of split into a cold war between the Galactic Axis, the Concordat, and the Bright Compact, because none of us really like each other. Also, there's this guy down south that is the same race as me for some reason. Preceptorum. Okay, good. Sungab. New president. He's 64 years old. Preceptorum Preceptorum is the Latin word for commander. I thought it would match a little better for the fact that I'm a literal shitocracy. But the United Dependency and the Arassians formed this federation and immediately invaded these guys, and I thought they weren't going to be a problem until my main enemy, the Alari Empire, joined the war, which then obviously we had some trouble fighting them, especially down here. The Kakator Order has a very weak fleet compared to me and the Order, as you can tell. Let me show you. I mean, the Gox regime, if you're wondering why their fleet is so small, they got really effed up from the Khan. They even lost their own capital. I think they gained it back. Yeah, they did. But it still hit them nonetheless. I actually have a planet cracker too. This is one of my fleets, and I'm gonna move my planet cracker out of that area. Alright, go to Magrum, I guess. Actually no, it's a neutron sweep, I'm sorry. I have avian ships, so it looks like I don't even know how to describe this. Any comments down below to describe it would be appreciated, even though my channel gets very limited views, and I know it's gonna get even worse due to the lack of activity that I had recently. So I won't be able to. So yeah. I found out the reason why I was creating only. So believe it or not, again, my videos were only 15 limits, and I was able to get into my settings to determine why I couldn't talk in some live streams with my friends. But I found out that I can easily change it, and I changed it to the maximum, but I'm obviously not going to waste an entire hour on this video. I don't plan on quitting YouTube, no. I have many plans, especially when I get the PlayStation 5, I do have more plans, but school's going to take a big activity limit on me. Also, as you can tell, almost all of my videos were based on For Honor or Rainbow Six Siege. Both of those games have been deleted. So from now on, you're gonna see games like World of Warships, Stellaris, and I'm not gonna do Skyrim videos. I might do Elder Scrolls Online videos, but you're gonna see mostly Stellaris and World of Warships series from now on. When I get the PlayStation 5, that may change eventually. Also, my throat hurts a lot, so that's why I'm grunting a lot. I'm waiting for an event to happen. So, Endgame happens around 2400, so we should experience something like that eventually. Most of my alliance is psionic. or at least latent psionic. The Gox regime, the autocracy, and the Kaltora Order are all psionic.
Technology conceived.
I'm the only Federation member that isn't. I decided to go down the biological path, and it's made me very powerful because my population grows at extreme rates. This is my capital. It's Chagandis, or if you want to pronounce it your way, Chagandis. It's an ocean world, and apparently the lore of my species is that they had underwater kingdoms, and then they eventually started uniting their world from underwater up. But the idea of citizen service has stayed with them for a long time. I was able to defeat the Great Khan, which ended his tyranny quite early. He appeared around 2320, and he died around 2350, I believe. Also, because of how long this game's been going, as you can tell on the date, lower left, if you do not play Solaris, it's going a bit slow because the game is trying to take in the massive amount of things that have been happening. If the game crashes, I'll try to get back in, but that might be the end of the video. Also, my internet's been quite shitty recently, so bullshit may happen. I pretty much have a crisis already. The Grey Tempest is clearly kicking the ass of the High Kingdom of Ufab, even though I want to help them. They hate me. Not to mention the nations there hate me. And also look at, as you can see, my relations, I use the neutron sweep, which kills off the entire population of a planet on the Irasians, so they hate me a lot. So there's no way I'm getting past them. My nation has great potential, and I've been slightly neglecting it so I can have a little break. So I'm going to start increasing my navy because the problem is I don't want to be weak during an endgame crisis if it happens, and it's best to be prepared, especially because I have a stupid enemy federation called the Galactic Axis always threatening me. All the nations in that axis hate me one way or the other for no reason, even though I'm also a military-based society. I've been hated probably because of my democracy. Okay, Montgomery Howard, don't give me that look. The Sacrosanct are a dwarven-based nation. They are a spiritualist divine empire, so they have so they worship their leaders as living gods. And also they are slave empire, so that's why I don't want to die to them, because I don't want my people getting enslaved by them. Quite mean, to be honest. And the Irasians are where are the Irasians? They're these horse people that are also psionic. They are they're a warrior culture, basically. There's the Quifaz autocracy, which is this bird-like people that are honor-bound, and they were the first nation I found, and we've been great allies ever since we first met. Where the hell's my other ally? There's the there's the Gox regime, and we hated them for a long time. They didn't like us back then. They were a lot rude. They were a lot more rude than the other nations, and I had a feeling that our next war would most likely involve them instead of the Sacrosanct, which I didn't find for a long time. But they became pacifist, so we eventually ended up being allies in the end. So it wasn't that bad after all. I will continue. I'm gonna probably end this video a bit short, and I'm gonna consider this as an introduction to my new Shotgun Plutocracy. I'm going to eventually try to finish a game with the Plutocracy and record it with you guys, and I'm going to also eventually make a new game and record absolutely every fabric of it, so we can get a little series going on with Stellaris. I add my friends a lot, so usually most of my World of Warships games will involve some form of cooperation. I don't like to play alone or by myself, but I might play by myself as well. Not going to see me playing with groups. There's events in a place called Cyrodiil if you guys haven't played it, and I will be participating in those events as well. Basically, a good mostly almost the entirety of my time in the Elder Scrolls Online will be based on fighting in Cyrodiil for control over the area. Usually in the nighttime we end up losing everything, but it's still fun to fight with them nonetheless. But you may see me do specific things like group dungeons or maybe occasionally specific events or even quests, but that's rare. And pretty much almost the entirety of my thing is going to be some type of Cyrodiil gaming. The reason why I'm saying this for the Plutocracy is because they are, the reason I'm saying this for the Stellaris, I'm sorry, is because there's really one thing to do in Stellaris, and it's build a nation and add it to the game. And there's many different nations, from slaver nations like the Alari, to fanatic spiritualists like the Goks, or military nations like these guys, the Plutocracy and the Erasians, to the remnants of the Great Khan. Yeah, my point? So I always like to take advantage of new government types when I can. If I'm going to record on PlayStation 5 videos, possibly with Stellaris, because that might be one of the first games. But I don't know if you guys know, but I'm a big fan of the Mass Effect series. Yes, accept that. So once I see Mass Effect on the new Legendary Edition on the PlayStation 4 and possibly the PlayStation 5, you're gonna see way more videos on that. I'm an avid, almost cult-like fan of that series, because it was kind of like the first time I was ever introduced to sci-fi. So you will eventually see me playing a lot of Mass Effect. I do have Mass Effect Andromeda, but that's been a controversial game, so I won't record it because that's not really interesting for me to record. But if anybody watched this, thanks for watching, and I'm gonna end this video here. So see you guys. To those who have been loyal to me, thank you very much. I appreciate the subscribers, but I also appreciate views, because I don't like to feel lonely on YouTube. But yeah, it was very nice seeing anybody who watched this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I cannot guarantee when this next video will come out, but it will possibly be soon, especially the weekend coming around. So see you guys.